friends! Alright, so we got quite the adventure that we are about to go on together. So where do I even begin? Some of you know, because you know me personally, or there's a few of you that I talked to about this at the antique shows over the last few months, about a storefront. Yes, a storefront. That is like such a huge dream goal of mine, is to eventually have a storefront that I can sell out of full time for multiple reasons, or yeah, I guess for multiple reasons. Because a lot of you guys know I do the antique shows. I just started back into those this year, so this is really kind of like my first year doing it, because I did an antique show at Midland like 3 years ago or so. I did it one time in the fall. It did okay. For my first show, it was okay. It was not the best show I've ever had by any means. It's still at the very bottom compared to what I've done this year. But it was a good starting point to kind of figure out how it works and to just get my feet wet. But it went good. I met a lot of really nice people, and that's kind of what made it worth it. And learning. I learned a lot on that first show. So fast forward, it's been I think like 3 years. I have not done a show since. So this year really is the first year that I've dove straight into getting into shows, and I've done 4, which isn't a whole lot, but I did Midland and Davisburg for the spring and fall, which I did wonderful, and I met so many amazing people and did really well. It went really well, and I really had a good time. So quite a few of the people that I spoke to at all 4 of those shows, so they asked me if I had a store, which I do not. It's I explained to everybody, I'm like, it's such a huge goal of mine, a dream, really is dream/goal, to have a storefront, because obviously the shows are usually only spring through fall, and then they don't really do anything in the winter. And it would be nice to kind of have a home base, because I sell on Marketplace also, so it would be really nice to have a place to display everything, and people can come look at it, measure it and stuff in the store, and then if they want it, they can buy it and take it home, versus now it's like in my trailer majority of the time. Sometimes I'll have stuff in the garage if I haven't, priced it in town, put it in the trailer, but most of the time it's in the trailer. So it's not a great place to display stuff, and quite frankly, it's a pain. It really is, because it's hard to get stuff up in the trailer, and it works for now. It works for now. So my dream is to have my own storefront, and there's a lot of other things that I want to do with having my own storefront too. Like, obviously I want to have my own antique shop. I've toyed with the idea of having like a thrift store type of thing. I also want to do like a photography studio. I've been licensed before and certified to do permanent makeup, so I can do the micro needling and ombre tattooing for brows, which is what my brows are. And then same thing with lip blushing and eyeliner and all that. I probably would never get into the eyeliner, but the other ones I have, and I would like to get back into it. So it'd be nice to have like a studio space to be able to do all these different things, not just one, but like I'm sure there'll be more things that's going to come up. I'm like, I want to do that now too, because, I complain that I never have enough time to do things, but yet I like to fill my plate with 500 things to do, because I like to learn new things, and I like to try new things, and I like to do 10 things at once, or try to learn 10 things at once, and then I wonder why I'm overwhelmed and I'm overstimulated. I can't. It's self-inflicted, 100%. So, it's been a dream of mine to be able to have that. So short story long, we are going to go look at a storefront. At this point, I've already went and looked at it, but I forgot to do like a preview before, because it was kind of last minute. Very short, we ended up going. So it was kind of up in the air, and then we decided, okay, we're gonna meet them at 11 o'clock Saturday, which is this past Saturday now, to come look at this storefront. So with that being said, I knew before going to look at it that it was not in good shape. She's asking $50,000 for the building. It's a huge, huge, huge building. The backstory on it, from what I know, I don't know a whole lot about it yet. It's an old Ford dealership, and it's located in the same town that I live in. So very, very close, which is like number one on my list. Is I don't want something that's far. I honestly want, if I'm going to do some kind of storefront, I honestly want it in my town. I don't want to drive 20-30 minutes to somewhere, and I just don't. I want to support my little hometown and my community and build, you know, like this area, because there's not a whole lot here anymore. So if I go to buy something, it needs to be in my little town. So there's been 2 buildings that have been up for sale. Actually, there's 3. One I think used to be a restaurant. I haven't even like thought about that one. I quite frankly don't think it's like the cutest, but that's okay. The other one they were asking $35,000 for, and it was pretty much turnkey. It was fully remodeled, new well. It's a really cute little store. But the problem is it's very small. I could only have one thing in there, and that would either be an antique store, a thrift store, a studio. Like there's not a lot of room to expand and do different things. And that's another thing too, is I want to eventually, maybe even, because, okay, I'm squirreling here. Okay, so long story short, that one, I don't know if it's sold, but right now the for sale sign's off of it because it was for sale by owner. And there's a gal in there doing yoga classes, which I think is really cool. I actually wouldn't mind stopping in there and seeing how much that is, because I think it would be fun to do like once a week or something. But anywho, so I don't know if it's for sale or not anymore, but long story short, I was like, it just really is too small for what I want. Great price, just way too small for what I want. So then there's the Ford dealership, which has been for sale apparently for years. They were asking, from what I heard, they were asking a huge price on it. And granted, it would be worth it if it was in a bigger town. But this is a it's not even really a town. It's like a village. And there's not a whole lot here, like at all. So that kind of money, I heard like a rumor that it was like $500,000 or something for this building. So long story short, I never even thought, like, considered this building at all. Well then, someone else in the neighborhood that I was talking to, they said they listed it for sale, or they didn't like list it. They just put a sign in the window of the building, you know, if you have any questions, give me a call. So, and then the gal that I was talking to that I guess knows the lady, she said, hey, not sure if you're interested in the building, but I just spoke to the owner, and she's asking $50,000 for it. And I was like, oh, okay, well that would be, you know, like, so way more than I would like to spend. That's like quite a bit. But considering the size of the building, that's a phenomenal price, because it's literally a Ford dealership, like way back in the early 1900s. It's an old brick building, and they've added on to it with a doctor's office. So it's really 2 buildings. It's a Ford dealership, and then it's got a doctor's office added on to the side. So it's a very big building. I think Jeff and I measure, and I think it's 7,000 square feet. So it's huge. Plenty of room for everything that we would possibly want to do and more, which is wonderful. I'd rather have too much room than not enough room. Jeff and I walked and we went and go look at it, and I knew they said it needed a new roof. Everyone kept saying it needs a roof. And I'm like, okay, you know, we have a lot of Amish in here. We're good friends with a lot of Amish. They've done a lot of steel work for both Jeff and I, and woodwork. So they're pretty reasonable. So I'm like, it can't be that bad. So Jeff and I like looked in the windows and got our flashlights, I don't know, like a month or so ago. And sure enough, there is a massive hole in the back of the building, like a massive hole in the roof. And I mean, you could see the sky, and we couldn't get in the building, but we were just kind of like trying to get an idea what it looks like from the outside, you know. And we're like, okay, well, there's a huge hole in the back area. We're like, okay. So we're thinking that maybe just that area, like we were thinking the whole thing needs a roof, but we were thinking, okay, maybe only the roof, like the trusses and stuff only need to be fixed in that area, you know. So we really wasn't sure how severe the building was, but we've been told it's bad. So one of the things that one of the gals that told me about the building, that messaged me and said, hey, she's got it back up for sale for $50,000. So long story short, so I called the lady, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in your building. And she's like, well, this is what I'm asking for it. It's going to need a new roof. She's like, point blank, she's like, it's in really poor shape. She's like, it's going to need a new roof. before anything else. And I'm like, okay, kind of already planned for that. And then she was like, if it doesn't sell, we're just going to have someone come in and tear it down and we're just going to sell the lot. And I'm like, don't do that. You know, you guys know how I am with like fixing up and preserving like history and trying to take care of the old things and rescue them. I like to rescue old things. And I'm like, you can't, like, this is a huge part of like our town's history is this huge dealership. I'm like, you can't just tear it down. I'm like, you know, so long story short, we ended up arranging a day to come look at it, which was this past Saturday. And I will play the videos now so you guys can see what it looks like. I apologize in advance. I recorded going in, I recorded the left side. There used to be a hair studio in there where like she did hair, it was a hair salon that was in there. And I think the last couple of years she moved out because the roof was so bad and it was getting moldy and things were leaking, and so she moved a few buildings down. So the building hasn't been used in I think 2 or 3 years now, because that happened when I was living here, so it had been the last 2 or 3 years. So I recorded that portion of the building, and then for some reason I recorded, you know, the hall and the other 2 rooms on the front of the building before going into the back. And then when I went to pull the videos to start editing, I can't find those 2 videos. So it bounces from first walking in, seeing the first studio to the left, and then we bounce to, or we jump to the back right building. So I have no idea what happened to those 2. I can't find them. I even my backup like on Google Drive, I can't even find. So I have no idea. And I know I was recording because I always check because I've had that happen in the past. But long story short, it wasn't there. So it kind of confuses things because I go from one area. So now I'm in the back like brick building. So I apologize. Hopefully as I like play the video along, you can kind of figure out how things link up and like which door goes into this room. And because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big rooms, and then there's the doctor's office, which obviously has exam rooms and reception area and a lobby and all of that. So it's a lot and it's kind of confusing. So I really apologize about there not being like a proper flow of walking through this building. I don't know what happened to those 2 videos. I'm so disappointed. And I'm like, now I don't want to call them back and be like, hey, I need to come back and record your place again. So I'm going to play the videos now so you guys can see what this building looks like with me. And then I will jump back on at the end and tell you where we are at with it. So enjoy. They kind of stick. Oh, this is a huge entrance. Okay.
This is a very, very old building. Actually, no, it's a lot.
This actually isn't. Just trying to get a good. It's very roomy. This reminds me of the Florida house. I should have, yeah. Oh, thank you. I didn't grab my neck lamp. I feel like I should go grab it. Oh, okay, here's a bathroom.
Grass green. Did your mom own a bath?
My grandfather.
Oh, got water.
It's in my mother's room.
Oh.
Just passed earlier this year. But he just
Oh, okay, and there's the doctor's office rooms. This used to be an old doctor's office, this side of it, and the back. Oh, it makes me happy to see all that brick. That's what I envision, is having all the brick walls exposed as much as possible.
say 40 years, that gets you back to 1885.
There's something old. I think I see old furniture.
This was like straight flat road. How was that supposed to drain?
I think I got it cut off.
It's almost good.
Yeah.
That little bit there.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
What's
I know, I haven't been in here yet.
Oh, these were exam rooms.
Yeah.
This was the doctor's office.
They're very cute. This would be ideal I could do my permanent makeup.
Your what?
The permanent makeup. I could have my own little area for it. There's so much. There's just water everywhere. That's this must be the bathroom, yep. Oh, I see more brick wall. Nice thing is I do see lots of brick wall behind all of this. Okay, and this is the reception area. Oh,
They had kids.
yeah.
They had toys for the kids.
Oh, look at the cute little heart shelves. That's cute. Oh my gosh, there's moss growing in here.
We gotta get up so we can see the roof.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh. That's so sad. Yeah, I love that. I'm seeing lots of brick. So that makes me think this outside wall has got to be cinder block. Just trying to get some pictures. Oh, the guys are... Actually, here, I can go out the front and I can show you guys what the outside of the building looks like a little bit more than what I did in the beginning. So many ideas for this place, and they're gonna end up bulldozing it if it doesn't sell. And just selling the lot, and that really makes me sad. I don't want to see any historic buildings get torn down. Okay. Is my light still on? They are. So this is what the front looks like. This is the doctor's office. And then this is obviously the 2 rooms that we just looked at. So it's nice that that office has its own entrance. Oh, they got lavender. Oh, excuse me. This is what this side looks like. And there's old double style like barn doors there. I have so many ideas on how to do just the building especially, but the front and cute landscape and get all this painted up and just look how stinking cute that is. And this is what the side looks like. And I'm pretty sure that goes all the way to, I think here. It's a huge lot, they said, and I almost think it goes over into those people's yards as well, which I think is really weird. Like, I don't want to intrude on their space. So it's kind of nice having a nice green lawn area. Oh, they must have just went back in. This is what the back looks like. Oh, here, now I can come down the side and I can show you what these doors look like. There they are. I just think they're super pretty. Looks like black-eyed Susan. Oh. Cute little flowers. And then we're back to the front. Wonder where the guys went. I have got to go tinkle. I think I'm gonna run back to the house. Oh, you're going up there? Oh god.
I'll break your fall.
Oh gosh. Oh, the water dripping on me. Oh gosh.
Yeah, this is another 24. Antibiotics, hypertension.
That's funny. Lots of hypertension.
It's the mirrors.
I feel like this place wouldn't look so scary once it's gutted. Hey, there's a tree. Glim trimmer, yeah.
The two-piece handle.
And so that's, oh, there you go. There's a.
Clonies.
Yeah, that's a court. A lot to take in. I like that there's lots of brick walls, so pretty much all this, the brick can just be exposed on this entire side.
This is the water heater, and there's another furnace back here. Probably walk in and
This side had its own.
Oh yeah.
So all that up there is furnace ducting.
I noticed there's lots of chimneys around, so it makes me wonder if you could just put wood stoves in. I'm sure there would be natural gas here too, since this little stone house has it.
All the furnaces that are here are natural gas, I'm sure. I wonder why they hacked the board out of that. Oh, probably to get to this line.
I still can't get over the moss growing.
Because all of these water lines are going to be frozen broke. Raised heat. Has really nice doors in it.
Yeah. They're particle though. It's not solid, it's just veneer on the top. It's particle behind. If you look at the end here, you can see it's that pressed wood.
Yeah, a couple of receptionists sat in here.
Yeah. I don't miss that job.
It would have been such a cute little doctor.
It would have been. Someone's little glove.
Some asshole threw a rock through the window.
It's a very pretty rock. Anymore.
I mean, I was hoping part of the roof was good, but I don't think it really is.
Me either. What's your thoughts?
I think this is probably $100,000 project.
You think so?
I mean, that side you've gotta go with, I almost think you gotta go trusses over there. You gotta do all the roof on everything. You got to solve this problem of this side was almost a flat roof. I mean, what you see up here, this is, and so the only drop to drain that roof from there to there, like if you counted how many layers of bricks there are here versus down there, it's only about this much drop in that whole roof.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. You almost need to get like Henry down here. What's the options for putting a roof on top? I think you have to think of the whole thing as a roof, not repair
sections.
the roof the way it is.
Yeah.
So go from, like right now, if you look at it from the end, you've got that part that's like that. It drops down, and you've got that part that's like that. This part that we're standing under.
Yeah.
So we almost need to go like this with trusses.
Yeah.
And those trusses are gonna be, I don't know, I mean, if we had Amish make them, but the amount of lumber for, let's see, this part back here is 50 foot. And this part up here was 49 foot deep. Goes to here. So you had 75 foot on the back part and 50 on the front, so it's 125 foot deep. You've got 45 and 25 for for this side. So 50, so this is roughly 70 foot wide, the whole building. And what I say, it's roughly 100 foot deep. Well, 45 and 50, so 95. But I don't know, you know, the outside and stuff, but you're roughly looking at roofing 100 by 70. So, let's see, 100 times 70, 700. So that's about 7,000 square foot roof. So that's steel for the roof.
Then you've got all the lumber.
Then you've got all the lumber. I mean, I was trying to think if there was a way, you know, you could actually just tear all this out and leave this open, and just do that side at first. But I think based on this model,
Yeah.
I don't see how you could do that. I think you need to go all the way over with the trusses. So I don't know.
I'd be curious to see what John and Henry say.
Then you've got all the wiring in this place,
I know.
all the plumbing. I mean, it'd be one thing if this building was sitting out on the farm.
Yeah.
But sitting here, means you're gonna have to get building permits. You gotta have inspectors in. Everything has to be done to code. That's a lot more expensive. I don't know how much of this wiring you could salvage.
I know, and wiring is not cheap. I couldn't get over how much I spent in wiring at the Florida house.
Yeah, I think the cost.
Plus side, I'm sure Dad wouldn't mind. Be like, Dad, I need your electrician skills
Yeah,
up
for
here.
the next 6 months.
Up during the summer when it's nice. Biggest thing would be a roof, and then everything else is. Could wait till spring when it starts warming back up.
You pretty
I
much,
think.
the thing is you have out before you.
Yeah.
do it.
Oh, that's fine. Then it's just a shell.
And that's the amount of stuff to get out of here is a lot of
I know, and
this
dumpsters aren't cheap.
is salvageable. I mean, those 2x12s there, most of them are solid enough that they're very, I mean, there's some that are bad. I mean, when you see some of this passage here, a lot of these are rotten. These down here are mostly solid.
Yeah. Oh. I know. I'm curious how much Henry and John would charge.
I don't know who laid these blocks, but feel on it.
Yeah, that's the big one.
when somebody went and put those 12-foot sheets of drywall up on that.
I know, I was gonna say.
Every bit of it's gotta come down. The roof basically has to be gone.
Yeah.
All of what you see. These beams are the only thing that can stay. There's gonna be sections in there where the 2x12s are good.
Yeah.
This would be a
Because
full-time.
those look, like a lot of those look okay.
Yeah.
And Menards is the cheapest for lumber, but I'm sure we can get it even cheaper from
Wow.
Amish.
We'd have to set up a sawmill and make our
Yeah.
own.
I even think, like, instead of getting dumpsters, you would be better off just buying a dump trailer and hauling it to the dump. Because I think dumpsters are anywhere from $400 to $600 a
Wow.
pop. And we're back. Okay, so now you guys have seen the walkthrough of the storefront that we are interested in. It's a little scary. It's way, way, way worse than, like, looking in the windows, you could see the ceilings were falling in and there was mold. But there wasn't, I didn't see holes looking out to the sky other than the very back building, which is that huge, like, warehouse looking room. I could see that when we looked around the outside, like, looking in, I could see that. I was like, oh, and I thought that was the only one. And then we walked in and I was like, oh my God, there's like holes everywhere. It's like I could see the birds. So it's a lot to process, that's for sure. It's a lot of money worth of. Well, plants just moved. There's a lot of money needed to fix that up. On the plus side, it is a lot cheaper up here to do that than, say, the Florida property, where down there I don't have Amish and I had to haul lumber from up here to down there. So at least up here I have cheaper lumber available. 2, I have Amish friends, so they are significantly cheaper than hiring outside. So where we are at, I was like, one, okay, I will give you the pros of this. 1, it's in my hometown. It's like, it's very close to home, so that's number 1. 2, it's the space that we need, because Jeff wants to do some stuff too. He wants to kind of have his own building and store for, he has got ideas, and plus we help each other, so it would make sense for us to, like, just do everything out of one building. So it's plenty of room for everything that we want. Second, it's nice that there's sections. It's not just like one huge room. It's nice that we like the layout of it. We like the building. We like the history of it. We like the layout of it. We like the setup of, it would work with what we really need it for, to be honest. The scary part, as you guys heard us talking about, I'm sure, in the video. I can't remember how much I've edited out at this point because I didn't want to, I don't know, blab, too much about the same issues we kept seeing in this building. But it obviously needs a like whole new roof. See, like the whole roof has to come off the building. Like there's not any bit of it that's salvageable that we can tell. There's some trusses, like the not the beams, but the trusses that go like horizontally across. Some of those look like they are still okay and they can be saved because obviously they're still holding up what's left of the roof. So that's a plus. That would save quite a bit of lumber, but there's also a lot of lumber that would have to be bought to fix that issue. Then you got the cost of the steel. And then like Jeff said, then you've got electrical, you've got plumbing, you've got drywall, you've got, it's concrete floor, there's no cracks or anything in the floor that we could see. So like foundation wise, walls, everything looked great, flooring looked great. It's just the ceiling and the roof and the like drywall type of stuff. So it's a huge money pit for one. So it's got its great pluses, but then it's got a lot of setbacks too. The plus side is, like I said, we've got Amish. So where we are at now, we still are interested in it, regardless of the shape that it's in, because when I don't want to see it get tore down, that's what's going to happen to it. Like one of the other gals in the area, she's like, you really are the only hope that building's got. And I was like, don't tell me that. It makes me sad if I can't save it. So the number one issue that we're worried about that I have not spoke with the owner yet is she's asking 50. I can't do 50, period. Like, not with as much money has got to go into that building. That's just not feasible, period. It's just not feasible. So she's going to have to come down significantly for that to even be. So it pretty much comes down to, is she going to think that she's going to be able to make a lot of money off this? Because I really don't think she will be able to, sadly. Like she thought, or she said that if it doesn't sell, she's going to level it and then she's going to sell the lot. She said she thinks she could get, I don't know if it was 80, 100,000 or something for the lot. That stuff does not sell for that around here. Maybe if it's got a house on it, but that doesn't, like, for just a lot, she would not get close to that. Jeff and I were originally thinking 20,000 was kind of like where my comfort zone was for buying the place, was like 20, because we knew it was going to need a new roof. But then now in seeing the severity of the building, it's like, oh gosh, even 20, I'm like, oh gosh, it just leaves very, like, it's, I don't know. And I don't have a whole lot of money. Like, a lot of this would be like, we would have to work on it very slowly, like as money came in from other stuff, because, you know, like selling hay and me doing all my little side hustles and stuff, because there's just so much work that has to be done to that. There's no way I could just be like, okay, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going to get this building turned around in 2 months and we're going to start using it. There's financially, that's that ain't happening. So that's kind of where Jeff and I went into it, was thinking to offer 20. So we think the seller would have to kind of realize it's going to cost me that, if not more, way more than that actually, to tear the building down. She's not going to make what she thinks she's going to make on the lot. So headache wise and financial wise, it wouldn't be feasible for her to tear it down and then try to sell it, you know? So I'm kind of hoping she thinks more in the historic saving it terms instead of trying to make a penny on it. And maybe she thinks, hey, here's someone that appreciates and values the history in the building. let me take, less on it than what I had hoped, because at least she's willing to save the building and, versus, but that's the thing, so many people, like, they don't care about that. They think, man, if I can make an extra $5,000, I'll just bulldoze it. I don't care about the history or the architectureness of it. They'd rather have the extra 5,000, whatever, They just rather have the little bit extra money instead of the keeping it. So I'm kind of hoping that's not the case. Like, honestly, the whole thing, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is a project and a half. Like, that makes the Florida property Florida property demo renovation look like nothing. And I'm still working on the Florida property renovation. I'm close, but not even as close as I would like to be done with that, And then I'm still fixing up and working on this place. Granted, this place is livable and it's fine. She's not like top tier, like wood floors and countertops and cabinets, but she's livable and she's cute and happy. So it's not like she has to get fixed before anything else. But so yeah, number one is we're worried, how firm is she on that $50,000 asking price? Because that's the deal breaker. If she's not gonna budge much, then it's just financially and sadly not worth it at all. Two, Jeff is working on calling the local like tax commissioner people, because the taxes on that place are like $4,000 or $5,000 a year versus all the other buildings around it, or they're like $1,500-$1,600 at the most a year, and their businesses. So we're like, why is this place like almost triple taxes a year when it's clearly not even usable? I don't know. I think it's from back when it was a functioning doctor's office and dealership and all that. I don't know. And they just, the tax thing I'm always like, yeah, okay. So Jeff's working on that side of it to see if there's a way to reassess it and see if they can be lowered, because that's another huge deal breaker. I'm like, not only does that building need a ton of money put into it, I'm not spending $4,000 or $5,000 in freaking taxes a year on top of it. Like, the building's not worth that much in taxes when all the other buildings are a quarter of that or half. So issue number two that we're working on. The third one is, after, depending how the first two go, we are going to get with our Amish friends, John and Henry, and see what day they can come out and look at the building externally and internally and get a good idea, so they can give us a quote on how much a new ceiling, roof, pretty much everything has to be done. Because that is, first thing first, that would be the very first thing that would have to be done to that building. And then from there comes the whole gutting of everything. Like, everything that's in there, the walls, so much. And then the dumpsters, and then we don't know, because it was the owner's son that came and showed the place, and he didn't know a whole lot about it. He was super nice, super sweet, but obviously his mom knew the most about it. So I got a few questions I needed to ask her about, because he thought that she turned the water off after it wasn't being used, and they drained the lines, which would be phenomenal, because that would mean that the lines didn't bust, freezes here. That would be phenomenal. So we got to find that out. And then it comes the electrical side of it. To be honest, I feel like I would want very straightforward. Like, it does not need to be fancy, but then it doesn't even... Electrical is just expensive. Wiring is expensive. Thank goodness my dad is an electrician, so if you're watching this, Dad, you might have a project coming up for you. Where Dad's like, I don't want, that is... It's probably like, that is too big of a... He's like, the Florida house is plenty. He's like, I'm living my retirement life now. Poor Dad. I'll trade you deer meat, Dad. I'll trade you deer meat if you're watching this. So yeah, that's kind of the order that we're going. And Jeff called. He said he was going to call the tax people today. I don't know if he had the chance. And then I still have to reach out to the owner and see what we can find out from that. And then if those two things go well, then we'll move into having our Amish friends come out and give us a quote. But that probably will take a little bit too, to be honest, because I'm still waiting on the quote for my window here, and then also the garage siding area. That's probably going to be put off until next spring because of everything going on. Just trying to like pick and choose, and I don't know. So I don't know. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of kind of sorting and figuring stuff out. So it's like one day at a time, that's for sure. So I don't know as of right now where we're at with it. I just figured I would give you guys a quick update because I've talked to quite a few of you, like at the antique shows, about this being my dream and a huge goal of mine. And this is the perfect opportunity other than it being so severely abandoned. So, and it's like, projects like that don't really scare me. The financial side of it does, because like the Florida house, like I went in with a set budget and stuff adds up incredibly quickly because you don't know until you really get into it. You know, you like from the outside looking in, you see, okay, this, and this. So you kind of like tally up. But then the more you take walls down and the more that you rip stuff up and the more you go to turn things on and you're like, oh boy, I wasn't planning for that. You know, it's kind of what happened with the Florida house. There was just a lot of little things that I was like, so that side of it kind of stresses me out, but then it doesn't. I'm always a huge like believer everything happens for a reason, and you pray about it and just go with the flow. Like it's no point getting stressed out, even though it's easier said than done. I definitely get stressed out. But I just kind of pray about it, and maybe some things that go wrong or pop up, maybe better now than, later down the road when you fix all the walls and then something bursts and then you got more, it's more of a headache. So I try to, it is what it is kind of thing. So like big projects like that don't scare me. They're actually pretty exciting to me because I feel like when I walk into places like that store, I see so much potential with it, like the brick walls, and just I see a lot of potential. It's just the dirty work of getting there that sometimes you kind of get set back in, at least for me. Like it was like that with the Florida house. I felt like there's just so much cleaning and so much just little stuff that seemed like it took so long to do, and it's like, gosh, I'm just so ready to get to the pretty stage of it, like at least just get one area done. So it's like mentally you're kind of like, oh, you feel like you've accomplished something. Like even though each day you're putting in a lot of work and obviously things are being accomplished, a lot of times it's like you just I'm a very visual person when it comes to that, like that type of stuff. So it's nice to have an area that you could be like, okay, this is done, or it just is completed. I don't know. I don't know. My one thing, for sure, if you guys have watched any of the Florida renovation videos on here, I will not do drywall. That is the one thing that I said as soon as we walked in there. I'm like, if we're doing drywall in here, I am hiring my Amish friends. I will not do drywall again. Nope. I did that in Florida. If you guys haven't watched it, you know what I'm talking about. I was like about to pull my hair out, and I spent like 2 weeks trying to master them freaking walls, and finally I was like, we're putting beadboard on, because like, even though I'm sure no one else could see, I could still see. It drove me batty. I mean, I just felt like I was about to like lose it. I was like, I do not even want to hear the word drywall for a very long time. I was like, gosh, how did people do it so perfectly? I don't know. I mean, maybe if I like keep at it, it'll get better. But no, some things people just aren't good at. I mean, I think drywall, I don't think I was meant to be a drywall. I could do a lot of other things, but drywall, I think I would hire people for that. Depending how much they are. Yeah, it depends, because I'm frugal. I'm not gonna spend thousands of dollars when I can do it for hundreds. So, anyways, so that's where we're at. Tell me what you guys think. I would love. I'm kind of scared to know what else. You guys are gonna be like, "Girl, run! Don't you even look at that building! Don't you dare!" Which I know. I feel like part of me is like, "Girl, like, you don't even know what you're getting yourself into." But I like challenges, and I like to save things, but I also don't want to put myself into a huge financial burden either. But it'd be one of those things I would not take a loan out. I absolutely, no loans, no borrowing of anything. It would be a work on it as I have the funds, and I'd have my set money to put into it now to like buy it and get started. But it would be a very much a slow process as I kind of grow with the antique shows, and as I like do other things and make money, and maybe trade. It's like we do hay farming, so trade hay to some of the Amish to come in and do work, kind of barter. It would definitely be a slow process, and of course you guys will be along for the entire journey. So like always, like with the Florida property, all of it, I try to record and show the journey with you guys, the good and especially the ugly. Yeah, definitely the ugly. So I will keep you guys updated on what happens with this storefront project ordeal. I'll just keep you guys updated and let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it, and if you guys have done anything like this, I would love some encouragement, some ideas. I don't know if YouTube, if you can like attach pictures in the comments. I don't know, but I don't know if you can. If you have pictures of anything like that you've fixed up, let me know. Just trying to wrap my head around all of it. It's like, oh, and that was another thing I wanted to do too. Rewind way back. I would like to turn like one of those studio rooms into another like salon studio, where I can rent out spaces to other people that want to do like business stuff too. I'd like to get to that point where it's set up nice and people can pay X amount either for the whole room or per spot or whatever, So if other people like myself, they don't need a huge area, but they just need kind of something so they can like have their own practice or something, they can rent a space from me. So that's another idea, and there's plenty of room for that there. So I don't know, lots of ideas, lots of opportunities. I think it'll all work out in the way that it should. Just send extra prayers my way. I'm gonna need them, so send lots and lots. I'll take all the prayers I can get. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, so you can tag along on this crazy journey of mine, and appreciate you guys watching. Alright, bye guys.